4,000 years ago, one innovation changed the course of human history forever. Not bronze, not the wheel. The moment we harnessed the speed, strength, and spirit of the horse, the battlefield, and the world shifted for good. Maps would be redrawn, empires would rise, and a new bond between humans and animals would be tested in fire and steel. Welcome to Beyond Horsepower, where we explore the profound bond between humans and horses, from ancient battlefields to modern healing. Today, the dawn of mounted warfare. How did horses become the game changer of ancient combat? Which civilizations mastered them first? And why did trust between rider and horse become as powerful as any weapon? Stay to the end and tell us, which ancient cavalry fascinates you most? Long before thunderous cavalry charges, horses were our partners on the steppe. Evidence suggests horses were first domesticated around 3,500–3,000 BCE, likely by steppe cultures such as the Botai. At first, they were a source of meat and milk, and over time, transportation. But riding a horse into organized battle? That took time. Early riding was bareback or with simple pads. Stability was limited. So the first true revolution wasn't a mounted warrior, it was the war chariot. Between roughly 2000 and 1600 BCE in places like Mesopotamia and Egypt, spoked wheel chariots burst onto the scene. Fast, maneuverable, and deadly with archers aboard, chariots dominated Bronze Age battlefields. Horses weren't just animals, they became a multifaceted technology that, combined with human innovation, revolutionized transport, agriculture, and warfare. As chariotry spread, so did specialized training and breeding, but there was a limitation. Chariots needed flat ground and infrastructure. The next leap would require something more intimate, rider and horse as one. Around the late 2nd to early 1st millennium BCE, steppe cultures began to master mounted archery. Riding liberated the warrior from the difficulties and confines of the chariot. No axle to break, no crew to coordinate, just a human with balance, a bow, and a horse that trusted them. Why did this take so long? The technology and technique were demanding. Without stirrups, an invention that wouldn't arrive in the region until many centuries later, riders had to clamp with their legs, perfect posture, and rely on highly trained horses. The gradual evolution of new bits, better padded saddles, other tack, and intense conditioning transformed rider and horse comfort and abilities. Mobility skyrocketed. Scouts ranged farther, raids were faster, supply lines became vulnerable, and empires had to adapt, fast. In the early 1st millennium BCE, the Assyrians were among the first to integrate cavalry units into their military. This critical transition helped them build a powerful empire that would later influence other empires. At first, Assyrian riders worked in pairs, one controlling 2 horses while the other shot. The evolution of saddles, training, and the rise of larger horse breeds that were strong enough led to the emergence of single riders. Combined with siegecraft and iron weaponry, this helped Assyria project power across the Near East. The key wasn't just the horse, it was the system. Breeding programs, tax standardization, and relentless training. A state harnessing animal and human to a military machine. The Assyrians made cavalry official. The Scythians mastered and refined it into a deadly tactical specialty. Nomadic peoples of the Eurasian steppe were active from roughly the 7th century BCE onward. The Scythian men and women were raised on horseback. Their entire nomadic existence was centered on horsemanship. Their signature weapon? The composite bow, short, powerful, perfect for shooting from the saddle. Scythian horse archers could harass enemies at range, feign retreat, and strike flanks before heavy infantry could respond. They excelled at what cavalry does best: choose the terms of engagement. The Scythian tactics based on swiftness, maneuverability, and psychological terror taught settled empires a hard lesson. If you can't catch your enemy, you can't defeat them. The bond between man and horse ran deep. They were companions in life and honored in death. This wasn't merely warfare, it was a culture built with the horse at its center. Then came the Persians, builders of a vast empire in the 6th through 4th centuries BCE. Persia didn't invent cavalry, but refined it brilliantly. The Achaemenid Persians deployed diverse horse forces, light cavalry for skirmishing and scouts, horse archers for mobility and missile fire, and in some regions, heavier cavalry with scale armor. Horses were the empire's nervous system. The royal road and mounted couriers connected provinces at unprecedented speed. Greek historian Herodotus, impressed by the reliability of the messenger system, wrote, "Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night." Today's unofficial motto of the U.S. Postal Service, all due to the incredible abilities of horses. On the battlefield, Persian cavalry didn't fight alone. They worked with infantry and archers to stretch, disrupt, and break enemy lines. Later, Iranian traditions, Parthian horse archers and the famous Parthian shot, Sasanian armored cataphracts, would refine this mounted power even further. But the Achaemenids proved a crucial point. An empire at scale needed horses not just to win battles, but to function. Behind every maneuver, every charge, feint, and retreat was a relationship. To fire a bow at full gallop without stirrups, a rider needed perfect balance and a horse unafraid of chaos. That demanded patient training, desensitizing to noise, armor, and blood, conditioning for endurance, and cues so subtle they look like mind reading. Horses are prey animals, wired to flee. The miracle of mounted warfare is not domination. It's a partnership. A prey animal learning to trust a predator's plan. A human learning to listen, to feel shifts in stride, tension in the neck, the moment before panic. On ancient fields, that bond was the difference between a clean retreat and catastrophe, between a winning charge and a shattered line. Across cultures, the technology mattered. Bits, bows, saddles, armor. But the heart of it was always the same. Two living beings learning to move as one. This was just the beginning. From the first thundering hooves to knights and samurai to modern therapeutics where horses help us heal, our story with horses keeps evolving. The battlefield forged a bond that outlasted the empires it served.